So on today's podcast, we're going to be talking everything bridal hair. And to do that, I'm so excited. We have Cathy Anne of Cathy Anne Bridal Hair. Cathy Anne!
I'm so excited to be here.
I know. It's like away from the wedding morning. We actually get to chat.
I know, you're always determined to get me behind the camera, and now you have me.
Yeah, I do have all those like action shots, which I probably can't give to people because your facial expressions of concentration.
It's like a running joke now at this point. Laura comes in, cameras out.
Yeah.
You're so funny, sending them on and afterwards.
That's it. But I mean, there's so much to bridal hair because I know we were chatting last night and the conversation probably went longer than this podcast went because you're like, and there's this and there's this and there's this. But I think for people, like, we'll give them a little bit of help with the big questions, the ones that you just like, I still ask, what's the right way to do that?
Absolutely. And it's just to give people an idea of what to look out for and to give them, like, this is their first time doing it, so they don't know what hopefully. But yeah, it's just to give people an idea just what we've seen behind the scenes. And I suppose even for me, every wedding is a learning experience because I'm learning something new, whether I'm picking it up from you or the makeup artist or the florist. There's always new tips to be learning.
Adding to the knowledge, everyone. It's great though. But I suppose, I think one bit, we're going to start at the beginning because I think that's going to be good for people, because prep when it comes to, so before the wedding, before you've picked your up style, before you've done any of this, when it comes to colouring your hair, I suppose let's go right back.
Yeah.
If you have a hair colour and you've decided, right, I'm going to change it for the wedding.
Yes.
What's your advice? Or enhance it, I suppose. Maybe not change it.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, for me, it's making sure that you find a really good colourist that's going to mind your hair. So, a lot of people, fortunately, these days do have their colourist that they trust, which is great.
Okay.
But if you don't, it's about finding someone that is going to look after you and mind you. And my best advice for this is have a consultation with someone. So, it's almost like an interview. So, go into a hairdresser that you've seen and sit down and have a chat with them, and you'll get a vibe whether you're like, right, this girl knows what she's doing and she's going to look after me, and then you're happy to book them.
Full on a questionnaire and a clipboard and be like, question number 1 for you. I like that though, because it is very important, because we all do hear these little hints and tips all the time, and we all do gather knowledge about hair, because hair is something that we, like, especially as women, it's something we live every day kind of thing, and good hairs and bad hair days, they're so important.
And if your hair is not right, you just don't feel right.
That's it.
So like, it's even down to everything between finding the colourist, your bridal stylist, your makeup artist, your photographer. It's just finding that person that fits you well,
you can trust
and
them
that you're comfortable. And then trust is the big thing. And you know, I suppose even for me, like, I love meeting people in trials because they get to know who I am. And like, for you, you're always behind the camera, but like, for me, behind the camera isn't a great thing. I'm like, whoa. So it's like, a trial is really important, even just to get to know the people that you're going to have there on the morning. So you know that you're going to have a good old morning, everyone gets on well, and that the morning's just going to run smoothly, because that's important. It's one of the biggest days of your lives.
And once you've found your colourist and you have, like, you know the line you're going to go along, like, how much time should you give yourself? So if you're doing a little bit of a change or a little bit of enhancement, like, you probably don't want to be like, right, I'm going to get it done 6 weeks and
that'll never work. Do you know, unless you're really happy with your colour and it's just keeping it going. Like, if you're not happy with your colour and you want to change it and you have a dream colour that you want, that could take 9 months if you're a blonde to get that blonde right. Because you have to take into consideration the health of the hair. You can't just start throwing packets in the hair, highlights, and
especially with blonde, isn't it? It really kind of, it can kill your hair a little bit.
Absolutely.
Can't it?
And then on the reverse, if you're really, really dark and you're almost black and you want to be a dark chocolate brown, you have to be able to lighten that in a process, and that
Lightening's
takes time.
always harder anyway, isn't
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So it just depends, and then like, the condition of the hair comes into play, and it's like, right, your condition mightn't be the best, so then you might have to concentrate on getting that into good nick before you can start getting the colour that you want and you desire. So everything falls into place. There's so much. And this is why consultations are important, even just going and sitting down with a hairdresser and talking to her.
And plenty of time, by the sounds of it.
Plenty of time. You're not going to get a dream result in 6 weeks and one colour if your hair isn't where it needs to be. But then alternatively, you could have your brown and you're really, really happy with it, and you want a soft up style, and you might just need a few baby lights at the end just to give a bit of texture in your up style so it stands out. That can be achievable in one go. But again,
but it's not a major tweak, it's just something small.
Exactly. So things like that are no problem. But if you are looking for a change and you're trying to get a perfect look, do give yourself time.
And then I suppose there's loads of treatments you can do a little bit closer for the health of your hair as well.
Absolutely. So like, you have to be using good quality products, because every time you do something to your hair, whether it's dry it, heat style it, colour it, you're taking out moisture, you're taking out protein. So
I'm so sorry.
I'm always like, I I'm not here to give out, I'm here to recommend.
Oh my God, Jesus, so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So people get really, really nervous when they're sitting behind the mirror and they're like, oh, so I'm using a shop bought product.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I'm not here to give out you, I'm only here to recommend, and this is the course of action we're going to take. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on this program, and this is going to be your new shampoo, conditioner, treatment. We're going to use this for X amount of time and get your hair to where we need to get it.
And it's only for that one day as well. Like, you don't need your hair to be outstanding every day of your life.
Exactly.
Some people love that, but it can be expensive as well if you're going to stick to those products.
But like 9 times out of 10, when people come to me and they're like, right, the condition isn't the best, what am I going to do? And I'll pop them on a certain treatment plan.
Yeah.
The amount of time people come back going, oh my God, this has changed my hair. And I'm like, good products work, I promise you.
And they never stop using it. It's now part of their shopping list every week.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But I suppose, and what is that? Like, there's all different hair types.
Yes.
So I know, because we'll go into searching, we'll go into picking out upstyles and all that. But when it comes to, like, you know, short hair versus long hair versus thick hair versus thin hair, like, everybody's completely different.
100%. Yeah. Like, there's no two people are the exact same.
Yeah.
So, and that will then come into a trial again when you're looking at your dream look. What do you want? Do you want it sleek? Do you want it textured? Do you want it soft? And it is just creating that look and making sure that your hair is in good enough condition to actually create it. Because if your hair is too fine and you want a lot of volume, you might be going down the road of looking at getting some fillers with extensions. So you don't necessarily have to get extensions for length, you can get them for fullness. So my hair is actually quite fine, and I just got tape extensions in just for fullness, but it didn't change the length.
It's lovely.
So thank you.
Some bit of volume.
But yeah, there's so many different roads you can go down, and then other people that do want length.
Yeah.
So
because extensions is a huge thing. And maybe we should talk about that for a bit while we're on the subject. Because it's kind of like, I've seen the most beautiful extensions that you're like, oh my God, her hair is beautiful. And you don't even register that's a lot of extensions. And then there's other days where, unfortunately, you can actually see the strip of extension versus the girl's hair, because the colour or the texture.
Definitely. And especially with blondes, I find this. So if you are getting permanent extensions, so for example, great lengths, love them, because they're bonded into your hair and they go in between your own hair. So when you're when you're curling the hair, then the hair is all intertwined, so you don't see.
So it's not patches.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't see a strip or a band of like blonde. Sticking out of your own natural colour.
When you put it up, that band becomes extremely noticeable, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So whereas if you're just getting clip-in extensions for the day and you go in and you don't get a good colour match, that's where the problem is. So that's why I always try and say, have your extensions for the day of your trial, but also have your colour right before you go in to get your colour match done. And
this is the time enough to get that colour right, because there's no point in trying to do it at the start and then you make a tweak.
Yeah.
The extensions are going to be...
Exactly, and that will stand out. Like, your camera will pick that up straight away. But then in saying that, there's different routes of going down for extensions. So if you want a lot of volume in your hair and you're after getting bonded extensions, you can't back home the bonds. So you have to be careful.
So if you're looking for that big high
volume, pinning it all up, you can pull the hair back and you won't see the bands because they're so fine. Right. But you can't backcomb them because you're only going to get them matted and stuck together.
And I'd say you've been in situations where people they weren't aware of this.
And they weren't told beforehand.
Which is fair. It's fair enough. And I suppose...
Which is why we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to help people out that, if you are going the banded extensions, that, backcombing is just not an option.
Yeah, so
I never knew that.
Yeah, so for an upstyle, sometimes I say just get clip-ins, because I can pop them into the upstyle and I can distribute them around so that they look like they're part of your own hair, and you can still back home away and get all the volume in that you want. But then for the people that are leaving it down, getting the permanent ones that they want and are used to are good as well. But also clip-ins will work just to give that extra bit of volume and fullness. So it just depends what kind of look you're going, but I always say to anyone, if you're ever stuck, just come down to me. I'll have a chat. We'll have a look.
And with the clip-ins, is that something you can actually apply that day?
Yeah,
that morning?
on the day. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and you'd help people with their colour matches as well, I suppose, would you?
So for me,
I'm just assuming.
Yeah, so sorry. For me, what I would say is I give the advice of, right, when are you getting your colour done? Then you want to get your extensions when you're happy with your colour, and then whoever they're buying them off of will colour match them.
Okay, perfect.
So. But then if you're going down the route of permanent extensions or tapes or whatnot, then I work alongside a girl that looks after extensions.
Oh, brilliant.
So like she's my go-to girl. So Hannah down in Vibe, she's fab. So she'll actually come into my bridal trials. She'll have a look at my bride's hair for me.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I know it's great. Yeah. It's great. So she'll actually come in and look after them for me, and then I know that they're in safe hands. So
I'd be kind of very more relaxed with that situation, I think. Exactly. Because you'd be like, right, okay, she's looking after the hair, she's looking after the extensions. Yeah. They're both on the same page, they're working together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like, it doesn't have to be that they go to the girl that I know, but it's just that she will come in and have the chat, and then I'm like, right, who's your hairdresser? I'm like, oh, she does those extensions. So now you're a little bit more comfortable, you're after having a chat, you know what to expect when you move your consultation to your own hairdresser.
Okay. So, and if you were getting the permanent extensions, how close to the wedding should you get them?
Okay, so it depends. So like, for instance, yesterday I had a bride coming in and she's getting her tapes done. Okay. But she's only getting them done the week before her wedding.
Okay.
But she'll have to have her colour match done beforehand. So because she's coming in from England, she has a time scale of when she can get them done. Okay. But then, for instance, another friend of mine who got married in the summer, she got the bonded extensions. She wanted a lovely down volume style, and she got them done 4 weeks beforehand, and they were perfect. Okay. They were settled. Like, your hair, they're not going to grow out of your hair. They last 6 months. So it's just kind of whatever suits. But I would give yourself a couple of weeks just so that they settle.
But you're better off not going near that kind of thing the week of, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, not the week of. I don't think anything should be done the week of with like colour or extensions. Like you should, like, if you're a blonde and like you really know that your hair grows really quickly and you don't want a root, then like 7 to 10 days before the wedding is perfect. Okay. But I wouldn't be going the week of. Yeah, you need to give yourself time.
Grow in a week. They're not.
Yeah, even, you know, you might want to change your tone of your blonde ever so slightly, and that's putting pressure on yourself the week of the wedding. These are things you kind of want to have done, and that you can go into the week.
So much else to do.
Totally.
Like, obviously hair is important, but like you don't have time to go into the hairdresser sitting there 3 or 4 hours 100%, making a change. Yeah.
Because I'm even always saying to people, give yourself a timeline that you're getting married Friday, you want your jobs finished by Wednesday. Yeah. Because if you don't give yourself a timeline, you just kind of run away with yourself and you forget, and you're
still doing it at 2 a.m. the night before the wedding, which does happen.
So I always say to people, just give yourself a timeline. Okay. Let's say cut-off point is Wednesday night. Then if there's 1 or 2 jobs to be done Thursday, you're not under pressure, and you get to enjoy the build-up. You know,
and throwing a hair appointment in and all of that. Yeah. Probably. Now, there's might be little things you want to do, like a treatment. That's different because that's not going to take up too much time.
Or if you want to blow dry the day before, like a lot of people have thick coarse hair, and they know that they like their hair settled and slept on, so they might like to get a blow dry the day before, and they get to enjoy it as well, because there's always something.
They might have a pre-dinner or something the night before as well.
Or a rehearsal or something, and they're feeling their best selves then going into the wedding morning. So a lot of people actually do that.
One less thing to do. Yeah. Actually, because this is something I've heard people ask quite a lot, is I know everyone's different, but when it comes to washing your hair, before you're getting, say, your up style, what's the best advice there?
Okay, so this all
She's depends. Like, I love this question.
Here we go.
Did you wash your hair this morning? It feels a bit damp.
So there's everyone's different. So someone that has really, really fine hair, they might absolutely hate washing their hair the night before because they might feel like it gets too oily too quickly. And they prefer to do it fresh on the morning. Right. If that's the case, then work away. Wash your hair fresh on the morning.
But you don't have a massive amount of it to be dealing with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because otherwise you're just adding time onto your morning then, and you know, so if people have really thin or fine hair, they're okay to wash in the morning. It's not going to take that long. And then they feel comfortable, because there's nothing worse than a bride going into her day not feeling comfortable because she didn't get to wash her hair on the morning. Okay. So I'm like, whatever suits you, you do. Yeah. True. But like, if you have you know, thick coarse hair, you might want,
like, if I were to wash my hair the morning of the wedding, you'd probably slap me. What do you mean? We're cutting it all off.
Oh, stop. So like, basically you don't want the hair to fly away, so that's why I'd always recommend to like wash the night before, use a little conditioner, and then just blast dry it off.
Yeah, because too much product as well, I suppose, can make it very silky, can't it?
You don't want to weigh it down. So like, I use all the Kevin Murphy products, and they're all made with like weightless ingredients, so they actually won't overindulge the hair. So if a bride comes to me, I'm nearly putting them on the Kevin Murphy products. The shampoos and conditioners are weightless as well. So once they have the right product, then happy days, because a lot of people are using products that are too heavy for their hair, too luxurious for their hair.
You can really put a ponytail up and it's slipping out of the bobbin.
Exactly. It's just too silky. So you want to give your hair a little bit of time to settle. So sometimes the morning of, if you've really fine hair, fair enough, but the best for me is the night before, and just blast dry it off, because then it's not as flyaway then the following morning. Yeah,
but it makes it so much easier in the morning then, that you're not trying to compete with, you know, a situation that just shouldn't have come up, I suppose. Yeah, and you're trying to get that perfect look. Yeah. Like you might have gotten the trial. Yeah. And you're trying to mimic that, and you've done something different.
Totally.
Yeah.
And even down to a shampoo can change the texture of your hair, and even water. So that's another thing. So
like hard or soft water.
Water. So if you're in your own house and you're washing your hair every day and it's perfect, and then you go to your mom's house and she's out in the country and she's really hard water. It can totally change the texture of your hair in one wash. Yeah.
In one wash.
In one wash. If you've blonde hair, like you can feel the difference in your hair. Because I had a bride recently and she said it to me. She was like, I washed my hair in my mum's house, and she was like, I can feel it's harder and grittier.
That's mad.
Yeah, so
like it almost becomes coarse, is it?
Yeah. So you have to take all these things into consideration.
We're really getting into it now. We're like the type of water you put over that shampoo. Be like, there'll be girls out there going out buying bottles of water.
I don't
just
know.
In case.
These are really like nitty gritty things, like, you know.
You're boiling the kettle, bottle after bottle of water. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And I suppose when it comes to, and we're kind of working up to trials, because trials is a big it's a big thing for people, and it's when do you get them done and all that. But when you're looking online and there's all these Pinterest and all these different boards, and you see like, and when it comes to like hashtag upstyle and hashtag hairstyles and all this, there's millions and millions and millions of posts.
Yeah.
But I know, because we were kind of talking about this last night, there's a couple of hints and tips you can give people when you see a girl wearing an upstyle. And say if I were to look at someone that's black hair wearing an upstyle, and I were to wear the same upstyle, it's probably not going to look
absolutely not.
She's like, I'm not going to find you this. No.
Okay, so the best tip that I can give is when you are searching your photo, look at photos that have the same colouring as your own hair. Okay. Because that will be the truest to the style that you get at your trial and on your wedding day.
So if you're blonde, you're searching upstyles for blonde hair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then even like a while ago I said, when you're a brunette and you're looking at a gorgeous soft style, if you look closely, it's standing out more because there is a couple of light pieces through the end.
Because it can be a bit flat, I suppose, can't it?
Exactly. So when it's all one colour, it won't be as textured or as soft looking as what the photo with some highlights in it would. Now when I say highlights, it doesn't have to be blonde. It could be like one shade lighter than your natural colour, but it just sets off the hair. Okay. So looking at photos as close to your own colour is the best to give you the best idea of what you can achieve. Okay. So if you're brown looking at blonde, it's going to be way more textured and volumized or whatever the look may be. Yeah. On a blonde, it's not going to translate properly.
Because I can imagine you going in like, you know, with your, this is what I like, and then you do it and you look and go,
yeah,
it's in the same. Did you look at the photo?
Instagram versus reality.
Exactly. But it is, and it's the same with long and short hair.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were to put your hair up and then put my hair up,
yes,
the volume's going to be so different.
100%. 100%. So that's, you have to take all these things into consideration, which again is everything we should cover at a trial. Okay. And then I'm there to guide the bride on like, right, what we can do is, or what I think would be best is, and then like just guide the bride the right way.
But it'd probably be good to be prepared in a way that, you know, when you, I suppose brides do bring in pictures to you, to their trial, saying, I've seen this, I love this kind of look I'm going for. It would be good if they were in a similar hair colour or similar weight or length. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, another thing as well is I actually ask people, I'm like, show me a hairstyle that you don't like.
I like that.
You know? Okay. Because if you give me photos of what you do like and photos of what you don't like, we can literally create the perfect look for you then. And one more thing that I love is if someone is really unsure about what they want, which is normal, you know, you're double guessing yourself. You're not really sure.
So much to choose from.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I always say, show me photos of you either at an occasion, event, a wedding. Show me your hair where you loved your hair, where you're most comfortable and confident. Yeah. And then you can almost build a picture of what the bride loves.
Yes, if you were like to leave your hair down and curly for every event you go to, and then at your wedding you put everything up. Yeah. You're gonna look quite different, aren't you?
And that's another thing as well. Like, if you're comfortable putting your hair up even though you normally wear it down, that's fine if you're comfortable. Okay. And some people are, but then other people will come in and they'll sit in front of me and they'll be like, I hate my hair up, but I have to have it up for the wedding dress.
Okay, depending on the cost of the dress, is it? Okay, fair enough.
And they think that that's exactly what they have to do. Now, everyone's different, and if that's what you feel, then that's totally on you. Okay. But like the one thing that I say is, don't leave your dress where you wear your dress. Because if you're not comfortable with a hairstyle, how are you going to be comfortable in the dress?
That's it. Yeah.
You know?
Now, obviously, it has to work as well.
Totally. But you can gauge this off people where they're really uncomfortable or whether they surprise themselves being like, actually, no, I kind of like the upstyle.
Because I think when somebody does it for you as well, when a specialist puts your hair up, you know, that specialises in up styles, it is a different result.
Totally.
Yeah. And it can be a very soft up style as well. It doesn't have to be very, like, they're so loose and lovely and bouncy and
100%. But the main thing is that you're comfortable. Like, I just think that is the most important thing.
That you're not going to be constantly fixing.
And that you just even feel like yourself. And I always say, like, the smallest tweak and changes make the biggest difference. So if you're sitting in front of the mirror and you're like, I'm not really sure, there's something not sitting right with me at the front, I'm like, let's change it. And we could literally bring it from here to here and they're like, I love it. You know, it's the tiniest change. And I'm always like, you have to tell me because I don't mind. I can do 101 things just once you direct me.
But it's hard sometimes because you're looking going, there's something not quite right, but I just don't know what it is. Like, and you're just playing, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah, which is what I transform.
And this is where a picture of you where you loved your hair. With, like, you can I can take small bits and pieces from a photo and be like, right, I actually feel like maybe you want a little bit more softness around the face, or I think you're actually used to having it back a little bit more, and then we start tweaking and changing, and that helps.
Yeah. And when you are going for your trial, is there a good time to go for a trial, or does it really matter?
Okay, so this is a very broad question.
But I know people live away as well, and you might not be able to get you, and that's fair enough.
If you live away, you literally work on the guidelines. So let's say if I have a bride from Oz, I'm like, right, just let me know when you book your flights. Let me know when you're coming home. And then we'll book your trial in around the time that suits you.
Yeah.
Once you have your dress and you have a main idea of where you're going, any time is right for a trial.
So it could be a year and a half out.
Totally.
Yeah.
I have brides that book a trial a year before. I have trials a week before. Like
literally. If you're just literally flying in as well, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, so, but I think like the most popular is anywhere in between like 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose, within the 3 months, you're probably set on your hair colour. You're probably very much a big vision of what the wedding day is going to be as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you know, and then like another popular time would be like a month out for anyone that's like getting their permanent extensions put in.
Okay.
So it really just depends on the person, but that's like, I'll have a chat with someone and I'll just get a feel for where they're at with their dress fittings, picking their style, and get a timeline off
And do you ask to see their dress as well so you can get a feel what the neckline is?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I know some of them can be quite high, especially high at the back.
Yes.
And I've seen like it can rub, can't it? If you've got an upstyle that's quite close to the dress.
Exactly. Like your dress, like it's, first of all, you want to build the perfect picture of how the bride is going to look. And do you know what's exciting as well? Like, and they're showing you the dress because they're not allowed to show anybody else, you know? So I'm like
it's like I get to talk about my wedding and show you my dress.
I love when friends are getting married because I'm like, I'm allowed to see your dress.
Exactly. Get a sneak peek.
But exactly. So if you want a like really soft, low up style, but your dress is sitting at the nape of your neck, you're going to have to take that into consideration because you need to be able to move your head back, and you don't want your hair catching off any embellishments or any
pulling strands, then, isn't it?
Exactly. So you might have to just alter it and bring it up an inch or whatnot. So it's just good to have an idea of what the way the dress.
And I suppose beading and embellishments and stuff on the dress as well. That can, I suppose, if you're having it down more than anything else, I suppose
it does come into consideration, and people don't think about that. So that's why I'm always like, let me have a look at your dress. So if you want Hollywood wave, but you have a lot of embellishment here, you have to be careful that your curls might grab on the embellishment.
Okay. We're going to have girls going out dress shopping going, I watched a podcast and I want to have Hollywood waves, so I can't buy anything with embellishment.
That's not what we're saying. No, I know. That's not what we're saying.
But it helps to know that you're not in the morning going, this just keeps catching and keeps pulling.
Exactly.
Yeah. And again, you're just kind of like, because from a photographer's perspective, you know, you see people, especially in the ceremony, and when they're sitting listening to what's being said or anything, and they're just constantly fixing and rubbing and fixing and rubbing, and it's very like I probably notice it more than anybody else because I'm watching for moments, you know, for those photographs.
Of course.
But it's crazy the amount we all do it. I do it. I'm always doing this kind of thing. But, you know, if you're kind of constantly pulling and hauling, you're not really in the moment.
Yes.
You're distracted, aren't you, by kind of like, this is not feeling right, or this is not sitting right, or...
So one thing I do in my trial is I watch out. So we have a little bit of a chat after we finish the style and whatnot.
Okay. You giving away secrets now. Then sitting there going... Don't move.
We're having a chat, and the style is done, and then the next one all I can see is this.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm like, right, we'll watch. And I'm like, so you know you're just after pulling your hair behind your ear 4 times. And they're like, what? Did I? And I'm like, yeah.
And the style is this.
Yeah. Like they want it really soft down here, but then the next minute it's back here, and I'm like, have a look in the mirror. Are you happy with the way your hair is sitting now? And they're like, oh God, no.
Yeah, because you will definitely do it. The minute you sit down and get comfortable anywhere, the first thing you'll do is something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you will.
So like you can change it up a little bit. So if you have Hollywood wave down and you decided you didn't want the quiff in it, but then you can see you're going like this, obviously you're going to take away from the look. So we might put a little bit of volume in the front so that it's bring off your face, but still on your face. You know, and the same with an up style.
Sneaky.
I said little
sneaky one.
tweaks and tricks.
But it's so true though, because there's something worse than watching. They're not that they're uncomfortable. They're just like they don't even know they're doing it.
Not at all. But they'll only know when you get back your photos, and they're
constant.
like, "Why is my hair like that?"
Yeah,
you know,
it's constant.
So it's just those little things. Like I love like giving tips and tricks to people because I'm like, look. It's your first time. I've seen loads at this stage. I'm still learning every single wedding I do, but I like to kind of help them out a little bit because at least then people know what to look out for, and it might be down to how you hold your flowers or how you wear a veil, or you know,
you're going to share as much as you can with people because like, why wouldn't you? You want them to have the best day.
Exactly.
You do. You really do. And I suppose when it comes to trials, then so when is kind of it's open, but you're saying like 3 months beforehand is more
personally speaking
average.
It's average kind of like 3 months. Okay, but that's not to say now that a bride watches this and she's like, oh my god,
I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
No. There's no right or wrong time. It's really whatever suits you.
Okay, perfect. And then do bridesmaids get trials?
Okay, so generally no.
Okay.
Like bridesmaids will show me a photo in the morning and they're happy to do that.
And you're happy to work in that moment.
Absolutely. I always say just make sure you have the photos of what you want ready because on the morning of a wedding, like everyone thinks you have loads of time.
I'm scrolling.
Yeah, exactly.
It's here somewhere.
2 more minutes. 19,000 photos later.
Was it that one?
It's always just to have them ready for me, and then we can have a chat then, and it leaves more time for us to have a chat about how do you like your hair, what do you want to do, so this da. So I always leave extra time on the morning to have the chat with the bridesmaid. But for instance, I had a bridesmaid recently wanted to book a trial because she was just having a couple of issues with her hair. Okay. She wasn't sure whether the style she wanted was going to work, and she was really nervous about it. Okay. So when I think
it's a big day.
In that instance, have the trial if you want. If it means you're going to be more comfortable in the 6 months run up to the wedding. And she literally was.
That it won't be like sitting in the back of your mind constantly thinking about it. Yeah.
Because like she was just worried. Okay. So we had a chat. I put her on a product plan, and she was like, okay, I feel so much better now that I'm after doing that. Okay. I have absolutely no problem doing a trial for a bridesmaid.
So you facilitate whoever wants a plan.
Absolutely.
A trial.
Absolutely. But it's not necessary because some brides will say, oh, do the bridesmaids need a trial? No, they absolutely don't.
And does the bride ever tell you, this is what my bridesmaids are going to wear, or does she usually let them pick themselves?
Okay, so
I love this question.
This is another broad question. Yeah. So some brides will have an idea of what they want for their day, down to the dresses, to the hairstyle, and that's fine. So let's say they want all the bridesmaids the same. I'll always say, that's no problem, but just take into consideration that she has a bob, she has long hair, she's medium length hair, so like the brief will be the same, but it will all look slightly different. And then I'm always like, maybe just like leave them personalise it around the front to suit themselves so they feel comfortable in it.
Facial shape and everything is
their haircuts are different. Some people have a fringe, some people don't, some people have layers. So I think if you can personalise an up style or a style, a down style to suit your bridesmaid, but you still have them all the same from the back and side, then they're still all the same looks, but they feel a little bit more comfortable.
And I suppose it's more of a broad thing, as you said, like it's more like they're all going to going up, or they're all going to be going down, or half
and then
up,
you
half
have
down.
the opposite, and you're going in and the bridesmaids are like, what do you want us to do with your hair? And she's like, anything, do what you want, you know. So you could have one down, one half up, one half up, one down, one up, you know. It really anything goes. So it's just whatever. Everyone's different.
Everyone's personalities, I suppose.
So some
how much
people
control
will go,
you want of that, I suppose.
Exactly. And some people will just go all the same, and they'll want it all a certain way, and that's fine too.
Yeah, okay. But it's probably easier in a way though if the bridesmaid, because they'll know themselves probably what works best for their hair. Like we all have a certain idea. Like I know for a fact that this style just doesn't suit me. Doesn't suit the shape of my face or anything like that. Whereas if someone tells you have to wear this, they're look on their face.
So now you're asking me like hard questions.
But you ever get a bridesmaid that's just like no.
And then I'm trying, like, so then I have a bridesmaid being like, so I really don't want it this way, and I'm like, but this is the way we're doing it. No, I don't say it like that.
No, but I'd say that doesn't happen though.
It's out of my control. It's very, very few and far between that happens.
And it's usually you'd have it discussed beforehand anyway with them.
Yeah, and like I said, like if the bride wants four bridesmaids for the same styles, they're more or less okay to leave them personalised around the face. And like even when my friends do my hair, they'll do the back and they'll do the sides, and they're like, we're leaving the front down, you can do what you want with it. And I'm like, thank you, because I know how I wear my hair around the face, you know, so it's just a personal touch.
And moms, I suppose, they probably get trials sometimes, do they?
Yes. So that's another thing, just like I said a while ago, sometimes a mom can be nervous because she has her hairdresser that she goes to every Saturday for a blow dry.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to go to her hairdresser on the morning because she wants to be involved in the wedding morning.
They don't want to leave, do they?
Yeah,
they like to be
love
there
it.
Offering people tea.
Absolutely.
Can I give you a cup of tea?
Like, will you have something to eat?
Food. You go into the kitchen and there's like a table as big as this. Absolutely. And it's just laid out with the most food.
You're getting picnic bags going home when we're leaving.
Here's yours.
I'm bringing stones home to my nan. It's like, Nan, more
by
food.
the end of the year comes, you actually feel like you're a whole like size bigger purely from the mothers feeding you in the morning.
Irish mammies are feeders and I love it. But yeah, so like there's some mums that like just don't want to leave the morning because they're just so excited and rightly so, like, you know. So if they want to get a trial, I'm like, bring them down, let them have their blow dry, try it out just again so they're comfortable.
And they might have a fascinator as well. I suppose they want to kind of see how it looks or how to put on. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And you know, that's perfectly fine because then at least they can go, oh, okay, she knows how to do my hair, I can relax.
Exactly.
And then you have the other side then where I'll have a bride being like, oh, mom really loves her hairdresser and she's not really sure. And I'm like, that's totally fine. Don't fix it if it's not broken. Send her to her hairdresser. So,
but I suppose then if they got the hair done, the hairdresser, you were there as well to add a fascinator if they wanted to.
That. I'll don't be wearing a hat all morning. I'll put it on for you. We'll do it before you go out the door.
4 hours eating the breakfast, fascinator in the PJs. The headache is already set in or before they leave.
You know, so I'll always tweak a mum's hair. If she's gone to her own hairdresser, I'll pop in the fascinator or a hat or whatever she's wearing. Because as well, you want to get dressed. Without having something on your head
or even
in the way.
When you're helping the bride get dressed, like if the fascinator is quite large, or it's kind of, some of them are kind of like half of one eye.
Yes.
You want to be like, you know, those lovely moments where your mom's putting you in your dress
and then you can't see her face.
She can't see her face, or she can't see what she's doing because the fascinator is kind of like it's big in the room. And
it's all well and good for when you're standing upright. But like if you are like down trying to button up a dress and so that's why I think those little things can be done like last minute before we go out the door. So
and that's something I've said, and I don't know if I know everyone doesn't do it, but I know you do. You stay on till the end. And I think it's so important.
Like I'm not going anywhere until you're ready to go out the door.
There's loads of mornings I do when I'm walking in, the hairdresser's walking out. I'm like, oh, where are they going?
Yeah, no, my nerves would be at me now. Like, what if she pulls her hair?
It's a personal thing with me because I'm there then with them 2 hours afterwards, and they're looking to you almost because you're the only one that's not part of the bridal party. You're the only other female that's not is detached. And something's gone wrong, and they're almost looking your direction. You're kind of going, I'll help, but I'm not a hairdresser.
Like, even on the morning, let's say, like, I'll see the bridesmaids and they're kind of sitting around and they've nothing to do. So I'm like, girls, why don't you go get your jewellery on? Now, obviously, a bride, I'm always like, wait for your photographer, she'll direct you. They want to get those shots. But for the bridesmaids, I'm always trying to go, right, maybe pop on your earrings, get your bracelet on. Because when you get to the end moment and you're trying to get on your dress, you don't want that nervous panic of, I'm trying to tie your bracelet.
And it goes from like really calm, isn't it, to this full-blown like chaos of people are now getting dressed. Especially if there's 5 or 6 bridesmaids. There's just women running everywhere, suitcases, men being shouted at to put bags and cars.
Where are the ribbons?
Get that dog out. But this is usually what happens when it gets to that point.
You think it's a moment of panic, but it's not. It's just there's a lot to be done, whereas you've had nothing to do.
And you're trying to remember to do it all. Like you're trying to like have everything on. Did I put perfume on? Did I brush my teeth?
Yes,
like
absolutely. And that's where I try and jump in and just give a few tips, you know. So,
but you need someone sometimes to simply go, did you brush your teeth?
Yeah,
and
just a bit of direction.
I didn't, and they run off and and it's something silly, but you don't want to be in the car going, I never bloody brushed my teeth. You know, I just had a cup of tea or something. I never brushed my teeth.
Absolutely.
My teeth are okay. Yeah, absolutely. It sounds silly, but
it's the small little things. So
I just need someone to help.
So like that's why I'm there. So I'll always work back an hour from either your ceremony time, if it's like 2 seconds down the road, or the time that you're due to leave your house. So when you're dealing with start times, I'm like, right, ceremony's at 1, it's next door.
You'll be leaving at 5 to 1 kind of thing.
I want an hour between 12 and 1 for everyone to get dressed. Time for top ups. I'm there to help button up a dress if you want.
And you need that hour. And it's so important because I've also done a lot of mornings where they've just counted back from the ceremony time, but it's a 40-minute drive, so it now makes no sense as what like you're not giving the bride time to enjoy, and you need to enjoy it.
Totally. And
I always add all those details.
I know.
It's lovely.
And I always
everyone's crying.
the makeup artist is shit. Stop crying. So like I'm always very mindful that like we have to run on time so that we get the bride on time for the photographer to be on time, because you've had a chat and you need to get certain shots for that bride before they go out the door.
Exactly. And you don't want the groom standing at the top of the aisle either.
Exactly.
Or the guests in their seats 40 minutes after we're supposed to start.
Yeah.
And now it's another hour on top of it. And you've just spent 2 hours of your day in a ceremony space.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's not fair on people, I don't think. Yeah. It's kind of like, if you're getting married at 1, walk up the aisle of 5 past.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So even like in the trial now, let's say I'll ask, so what time are you leaving the house? Yes. And they'll tell me what time they're leaving the house. How long does it take to get to your church?
Ask, not what time is your ceremony at. Exactly. Yeah.
So like I'll work back from ceremony time. What time are you leaving the house? Have you talked to your photographer yet? No, we haven't. Talk to your photographer.
Because every photographer
I'll give you an
different.
estimate, and then we'll link back in and we'll readjust the start time if we need to.
Exactly.
Because you have a time frame.
Yeah.
We have a time frame. Yeah. They have to meet in the middle.
That's it.
You know.
Yeah.
So
and then because it's popped into my head, so I'm just going to throw the question out. Go for it. It's going to be a really hard one. No, it's not. First looks. Because it just popped into my head with timing.
What's the question?
Okay, so when it comes to first look, I want to know what you think about them, because nobody will ever have a first look again. No. But when it comes to timing a first look, it's so different. And I think last year I probably did about 6 or 7 of them.
They're getting really popular,
and I think especially wintertime, like if you're having a later ceremony, you kind of sometimes have no choice, really, because you when the ceremony ends, you might have 15 minutes of daylight, and it's just not going to be enough time. And then other people, they just like the idea of sharing that moment.
I know, and I've witnessed one before, and I'm literally looking out the window, bawling, crying, being like, "Why are you so emotional?" But it is. But it's such a lovely time.
It is.
But like,
and it's just the two of you, and it's not 100 odd people with their phones out taking your picture, or and you can be as emotional as you want to be together in that. Now, your photographer is probably behind a bush somewhere, like capturing that moment,
creeping out,
hanging off a tree. But like when it comes to first looks, you need to time it. Like it's a lot more complex, I suppose.
Yeah. So that's definitely where you don't only just talk to your makeup and hairdresser. Yeah. You have to link in with the photographer for this one, because if you're doing a first look and you need to be ready for 11, let's say. For your first look,
but you're getting married at 1.
Exactly. Yeah. That doesn't mean that everyone has to be ready for 11, because you can be gone for your first look, and I can be doing the last bridesmaid in that last half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, whatever it is. So it's just making sure that your timing is right for the bride's hair and makeup, that it's done. Okay. And then she comes back from her first look and gets a top up before she goes to her ceremony.
But you be there for the top up, which is important.
100%.
Yeah, because you have probably gone outside more, like, and it's probably a lovely day, and it's probably quite still, but you've still you might have gotten in a car and driven to a location for your first look. So you're in and out of the car, you're in the elements. You just need, and the veil might have just kind of gotten a bit of a pull or a tweak or something like that.
Absolutely.
You need those touch-ups.
Totally. And you just need to be on standby for things like that. And if it is a first look, they are going to be coming back to collect their bridesmaids. So I would always stay there.
And probably just take a breather again, because the groom then, because the way you kind of need to time it is the groom's then also going to go to the ceremony to greet the guests. So he kind of needs to be there about half an hour before. So then you have that window of 45 minutes to half an hour where you're kind of just, I suppose you're waiting in a way, but it's nice because you get your touch-ups, you with your girls, you got a glass of bubbly.
I was just going to say it. Now is a good time for a glass of champagne.
Not too much, but maybe a glass. Yeah, exactly. But first looks are something that, like, if you're thinking of doing one, you really need to communicate that.
Yes.
You do. Yeah, very much so.
You can't just decide on the morning because it will throw everything out. Yes. And it's not that like any of us have a problem doing these things. It's just the flow of your day is now different.
100%.
So if you've planned on getting photos or this or that done, like I can imagine, like I don't do photos, you do, but like I can imagine the flow of the day is all wrong if it's not communicated what you want to do.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Simply put it out there, communication is key.
Yeah. And like we've a good old group of Cork freelancers here, and like even everywhere I've worked, like once you're like chatting to people and you make a plan, like they're always like, okay, so what time are you going to do my hair and what time is she going to do my makeup? And I'm like, right, I'll link in with the makeup artist, we'll make a plan, you don't need to worry about that, and then we can give her a rough idea when she'll be done. That's it. But
you get to work with the same people quite a lot, which is, and that's how that morning's going to go, because that's that person's approach. And you're like, phew.
Absolutely. So,
and I suppose because I know we kind of went away from trials because we got sidetracked, but
as we always do.
At least it is our talk about nothing about weddings. But when it comes to going to your trial and when it comes to accessories, everything from a veil to a crown to a headpiece. Should you bring them with you to your trial, or
if you can?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So one thing for me is that you might see a headpiece and you adore it.
Yes.
And then you put it into your style and it just doesn't work.
Okay.
And then I'll always take photos of the style as well as showing in a mirror, because a photo will always translate how it's looking.
Exactly, yeah. The 360 view that you just can't get yourself.
Yeah. A little video or a couple of photos.
Yeah.
All my brides know, I'm murder for sending on loads of photos, but it's all different angles. And I'm I promise you, you're going to want to see this angle later.
If someone's lying on the floor looking up at you, this is the angle they're going to get. For those dance floor moments later.
But so I always say to people, well, I actually always recommend Azor have a brilliant system where they'll actually leave you take a number of pieces out to your hair trial.
Oh, very good.
So whether you want to try on a crown or a headpiece or a little clip or a couple of different pins, they'll actually leave you take them to your trial, and then we'll pop them all in, have a look at them all, take photos, and then it actually makes you nail down, okay, I actually loved that one. So it takes the pressure off having to buy it there and then, and I'm not sure, and so they do have a brilliant system.
Because you're back to it looked well on someone else, and now I've tried it on myself and went, nah, that's not me at all, I'm not wearing that. Absolutely. That's great facility. And
I'm not saying this is what you have to do, it's just a really good service, and I think it helps people decide what they want. But it's even to the point now that the girls in Azor will actually send me on photos, not even of the piece but just the clip underneath it, being how long do you want this? And I'm they're serious. So good. They can tailor make it to suit your hairstyle.
That is brilliant.
When I have the pieces at the trial with me, I'll say to them, I'm look, they can actually put some more pearls on this if you want more pearls like your dress, but they could actually change the clip to secure it a little bit more.
It's all very custom, isn't it?
Exactly. Or you can have this a little bit longer, or that's too big, maybe get a little bit shorter, and they're really? And I'm they can tailor make it to suit. So the girls in Azor will end up sending me a photo of just clips being which one? And I'm this one. Which is great because
it's great because it's really going to finish off the look. And then for veils, there's so many veils. I know it sounds many veils. You could actually do a whole podcast on veils.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
But we'll try and keep it simple and to the point.
We don't want to overwhelm anyone here.
People on veils. But if you're deciding you are wearing a veil, which I think it's so funny, you talk to loads of girls and they say, I'll say to them, are you wearing a veil? And they'll say, I wasn't going to. It's always how it starts off, wasn't it? And then
absolutely.
And then when I was in the bridal, tried on the dress, and someone said, "Oh, just try on a veil with it," and I went, "Oh, that's
it's it. This is it."
Now I know not everyone wears them,
but some people are dead set they don't want one, and that's totally fine. You know, it's a personal choice.
That's it.
For me, veils, the most important thing on the veil for me.
I need to get this out there.
I need to vent.
Okay,
it's the comb. If the comb is wrong, it will pull your hair in a way that you don't want to pull it. So sometimes you'll have a comb and the teeth are so tight together and so hard that it will pull your hair. So
you're trying to jam it into your hair then, I suppose, aren't you?
And then you can almost tell that they're uncomfortable with it. So I'm always make sure you try on your veil and you're leaving it in for a little while just to make sure that it's comfortable in your head.
Okay.
So if the comb is uncomfortable, you can obviously get a new comb on it.
We don't have to go down those lines.
Exactly.
It's
it's not a big thing, but it's just a small thing to think about. Is just the comb on the veil that is comfortable on your head. So
never would have thought of the comb. I'm just thinking of the prettiness of the veil.
So obviously for each veil, a comb is going to be different because if you have a big cathedral length veil, the comb is going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit wider.
There's weight to it, isn't there?
Exactly. So it needs something for support. So it's just trying those things on and making sure you're comfortable with them. Instead of waiting until the morning, picking out the veil and popping in for 2 seconds, having a look with the dress, I would definitely leave it in a few minutes more and have a little walk around with it in your hair.
Yeah, and actually have it pulling, because I know the bigger veils, especially when you're walking along different surfaces, they can tend to, not that they pull on the ground, but they rub along the ground, so it kind of has that drag.
Yeah, that little bit of a drag. I'll always recommend to everyone, make sure you get your stylist to secure it with pins. Yeah. You're literally the first person to say to me, Cathy Anne, is there pins on that? Yes, there is.
I know I say it some mornings and they go, what? What pins? What pins? And I'm like, can you put a pin either side of the veil?
If you have a gust of wind and you have a light veil, see you later.
The handshake after the ceremony. You've got 200 people now wrapping their arms around that veil, and the chance of it staying still. Yeah.
This is where the tips come in. So before the bride goes out the door, I'm like, are you doing a receiving line? This is what you need to do. Get rid of your flowers and keep these hands free.
Maybe they're going, we'll show you. Look, right, Cathy Anne, approach me as if you're hugging me, and I'm like,
stop them on the shoulders.
It's so true though. The amount of days you're like, I will just do a performance for you now. When someone, Uncle Jim wants to give you that huge hug.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like small things like whoever's walking you up the aisle, whether it's your mom or your dad, it's if they want to put their arm around you, it's just like in under the veil, because if the arm goes over, you can see the bride like this
walking
back,
up the aisle.
You know?
Yeah. It's not an attractive angle.
Yeah, like even like standing at that, like going into the church or standing for a photo outside, it's always like hand in under the veil, and then you're not pulling it back, you know. So just small little things like this.
just the little ones. But I suppose as well as that then, so you've got the comb, we've addressed the comb, which I'm sure you're delighted. You can leave now. Can you? I can leave now.
My job here is done.
Exactly. But when it comes to like the height you wear your veil, so the higher that over the top of the head, the more it's going to sit down across the face and on the shoulders.
So like basically you can wear your veil in a few different spots. Okay. But if you have an up style and you want a lot of volume on top here, and you don't want your veil too far forward, if you're going to be putting it right into your volume, you're going to be pulling that volume down a little bit. So these are small things you need to take into consideration. Okay. So if you do have the veil for the trial, it's great to be able to see it. But if you don't, I'll always say like, look, it's not going to work there perfectly. What I would either do is bring it a little bit more forward, or let's bring it down the back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know some girls just, they want it behind anyway. They don't want it over the shoulders.
Some people want a veil, but they do not want to see it from the front. So you literally just pop it in the middle and it flows over the shoulder. So like it's from just behind the shoulder.
People say it, it's almost just for the photograph.
Exactly.
It's literally just for that effect, and then they have it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then some people do want it over the face. So the only thing that I would say is if you've soft hair around your face and you're pulling the veil over, it might be no harm to maybe secure your just a little bit back, so that
you don't have a piece now standing on end.
Because like if you can't, like you're going to be walking up the aisle, you can't just pop your head in.
And it's a lot of the time the person giving you away will lift it over, or the groom might lift it.
Or whoever it is. So it's just to take those little things into consideration. That like even just try it and just see how you feel, because you just don't want hair like in your face and the veil pushing on it. So once it's just in the right position for you, and that they can,
because you're only going to wear it like this for that very small walk of the whole day, and then it's back again, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like one thing that I will do is if anyone wears their veil over before they go out, I do a little trial run. I've got copy a few of you now taking photos of me like taking off the veil.
I love those moments.
But I will always just do a trial run just to see when it comes back over that the veil is secured enough, because if they lift that off and the veil isn't secure enough, you're lifting the
veil. Whole veil comes off.
You know, so you have to.
That happened once.
Really? Yeah. Was it one of my brides?
I wouldn't have brought it up if it was.
I was like, oh, Jesus, the pressure.
No, it was no one's fault. The person that did it just did it too hard.
I had a bride before, and her veil, like someone stood in it and it came right out and there was pins in. So like, you can have it as secure as you like, but like you could still have someone stand in it and pull it out. And
we had one in the summer where the bridesmaid, she was actually, I felt so sorry for her because she was being nice and she was fixed. She was a proactive bridesmaid.
Love that.
And she was like, as they were walking out of the ceremony, she kind of just like picked up the end of it just to fluff it out.
Yeah.
But the bride walked much faster forward than she thought she was going to. So she was left standing there with the veil in both hands, and it was out of her head. But
the
bride was just in reams of laughter. She was just that type of personality. But like these things, they happen. Do you know?
Like that's another thing that I always say to people. Like the smallest things can happen. Like just don't leave them like overcloud. Don't leave those small little things get at you, because at the end of the day, no one in the church is going to know your veil just got taken out or blew up in the wind. Like, pop it back in and away you go. But the aim is to have it as secure as possible, so that there's less time tweaking and changing, because at the end of the day, you are trusting your people on the morning to make you perfect and give you your dream look. You don't want to be with a makeup brush or a hair brush or doing too many tweaks and changes during the day. You want to be able to glide. Exactly, you just don't have the time for it, so you want to be able to glide off. That's not to say that there will be one or two touch-ups that need to be done, and that's fine too.
Depends on the weather as well, like, how severe it is outside. Even just getting from a car to a front door, you might get blown away a bit. Fix you again, you're grand.
Exactly. And you always have your backpack.
I know. Ready to go. I have a can of hairspray. We're fine. We're fine.
Like the Mary Poppins bag. It's like, what do you have in there? Safety pins, hairspray, like everything.
It's just in case.
I love it.
It's just in case. Yeah.
Whenever someone tells me it's Laura, I'm like, Laura has a backpack and she has everything in it.
It's not a backpack. They're going to imagine me walking in with
actually, that's a backpack.
Big, huge bag, just full of stuff.
Dora the Explorer. Wait a minute, umbrella.
I do have umbrellas with me. Just in case it rains. You have to think of me.
This is why I love you. You're on it. And then we're very totally off.
I suppose if the veil has embellishments on it.
Yes.
Does it affect the hair? Like, you know, some of the cathedral ones, they have this rim along the edges that's like down, like, you know, it can be Swarovski crystal, it could be beads, but like I suppose it affects the weight of the veil, but it probably doesn't affect the hairstyle though,
once it's on the outer layer and it's not following in underneath, which I don't see an awful lot of, you know. Like,
and usually the weight tends to pulls itself down, doesn't it? Yeah.
So the weight will be down here, but you will feel it up here, but like generally when the crystals are on the rim of it, they're on the outside, so they shouldn't pull the hair unless you're messing with your veil and you don't have your bridesmaids to fix you. So like that's another thing I'm always like, so make sure you fix her veil before she goes up the aisle, and make sure you pull it here.
But you do though, because you want that first look to be like, especially if you've gone to the big cathedral and then the veil is like almost as long as the aisle you're walking up, kind of thing.
And if your dress and your veil are puckered, and like I know like there's so many of you that are like
someone's going to spot it, someone's going to spot it,
but I'll always tell a bridesmaid
of the cars, like some of the guys that drive professionally the vintage cars and stuff, they'd be there at the door with you and he's there and he's fixing the dress
so
and everything.
cute.
No, they would be, and then you're like, get out of the photo now. but they're great though. Like everybody's looking out for you. Like everybody around you is looking out for you. Even the person you least expect is going to be there for you.
I feel like sometimes people don't even expect that all this is going to happen because it's afterwards,
and they always
when they
feel embarrassed. Like, oh, you don't have to do that. You're kind of going, no, it's your wedding day.
Yeah, totally. It's like, oh, thank you so much for doing that, and I'm like, not a bother. Like I was so happy. Like it's a privilege to be at someone's morning. You know, it's just such a lovely time in someone's life, and like I even love when they come to the trials. I'm like, okay, tell me how you met. I love the stories.
Backstories.
Whether it's dancing across the dance floor in Havana's or like, you know, met in a mountain. You know, every story is fab.
Met in a mountain. It was just her. It was just me. There was no one else there. It felt like the end of the world. There was no choice.
Oh no, I love that. And then I asked the question, and they're like, yeah, so we literally met in Havana's, and I'm like, but that's okay.
I say a lot of people
I love it.
club.
Like, totally.
But it's great.
But I just love it from start to finish. Like meeting the brides and meeting their bridesmaids or a sister, whoever comes with them, and you know, it's just building the picture. And then you get excited for the wedding day, and
but you get to know them and who their personalities are, and you get a feel for how the morning's going to be as well, because every morning's different. And
100%.
Bringing so obviously you want your up stylist and your makeup artist and whoever else is going to be around you. They need to be very good at what they do first and foremost. They're doing their job, but you need someone that has personality.
Absolutely.
That they're not going to be very stern and very kind of like, you know, get this done or over with, that kind of feeling. You need someone there that's kind of like bringing a bit of atmosphere to the morning.
Absolutely. And like that's why I love like meeting people beforehand, and like, you know, I've been at mornings and I've just felt like I'm one of the girls, and I'm like whoop whoop, and then I'm out the door with my kit, see you later, you know. And then other mornings are a lot calmer, and that's fine. It just depends on what kind of morning it is. But you get to know the person beforehand. Exactly. So like meeting your team beforehand is really important, I think. You know, because it just gives you
it's the person behind the product as well
for how your morning's going to go.
Because that's what I always say, that surround yourself with people that you want there, because it's all part of the wedding day. It's all part of the wedding day,
and it's all about just having a little bit of fun. And you know, like brides are always like, oh my god, our bride's crazy on the morning, and I'm like, actually no.
I'm the bridesmaids are.
I'm like, you'll have your maid of honour that'll take the stress for you, because she's running around doing everything for you. I'm like, you've everything done. You've nothing else left to do other than sit down.
It's purely like that,
But it's so funny when they ask that question. I'm like, no, you'll be so fine, because you'll have it all done and out of the way before the morning, and your job is just to sit down and relax.
You should enjoy it. You're being pampered. Yeah, it's lovely. It really is lovely. Oh, and before I forget about it, bird cages. I know you love this conversation. Because before we go away from accessories, because you do see a bird cage now and then. For those of you that don't know what a bird cage is, so Cathy Anne.
Need a drink for this one.
You're grand. And breathe.
So bird cages are a lovely piece that comes across the front of your face, like a piece of netting.
Okay.
Again, it's very personal. Some people want a very large piece coming across the front of their face. They want an eye covered. Some people only want it across the top of the forehead. It really depends on the person. But with bird cages, you have to take into consideration your eyelashes.
Yes.
Like we had the chat about this the other night, and you were saying that you could even see sometimes people's eyelashes will get caught in the bird cage. So again,
especially you've got a bit of extension on the eyelash.
So these are small things that you need to just maybe try out beforehand. So like even a couple of days before the wedding, and pop it on, because sometimes they're not cut to
because I've seen you with a scissors in one hand and a bird cage in the other. You're like, what are you doing?
So So some people will have them tailor-made to suit them. So they'll have a headpiece, they'll show whoever they're buying the birdcage off of, and then some other people will just rock on, and someone's just after giving them this piece of material, and you just pop it in and clip
it on. Yeah.
So you do have to manipulate it onto the hair, but sometimes they're just too big, and the bride hasn't realised it because she hasn't really tried it. So you will see me sometimes with a scissors in the morning, like trimming a bit of a bird cage if it's not like tailor made to suit, and that's okay.
But it's going to fit
These
better.
Things happen. So
that's an easy enough fix, though, isn't it?
Totally. But I'll always give myself a little bit of time in the morning to get the bird cage right, because, like I said, you have an idea of what way you want your bird cage to sit. I have to be able to place it and make sure that it's not like popping up here, and that it's sitting down okay, and that there's an even distribution of material. Because sometimes if it's too big and you're rolling it under, you can clearly see that there's a roll of net here. You know, so you need to have it as seamless as possible. So.
And then I suppose with the birdcage, because I from what I remember from the girls that have worn them, the weddings I've had, they would have worn them for the majority of the day, but not all day.
No.
Because it's something, especially if it's across the eye. Yeah. You don't want that across the eye. So I suppose when it's on, it needs to be easy enough to remove. A
birdcage is an amazing look. Yeah. It's really gorgeous, and it goes with the feel that they're going for.
Yeah.
For
it's
their
very
whole
iconic,
look.
really, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
So when you're walking into your church or your ceremony in the hotel or wherever it may be, you want that like wow moment with your birdcage, and then a lot of people just take it off straight after the ceremony because they have a headpiece in there as well.
Yeah, because there's usually a clip or something. Same with a veil. When you take the veil out, there's a clip or something underneath.
Again, there's no right or wrong time. You might have another bride then that wants it on all day. It's not bothering her at all, and she's loving life. And that suits you. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. But I do think as well, for people with photos, they like to get like the really soft photos of the whole look, and then the next minute they want themselves in it, so they take the birdcage out. And
but it's easy enough to take out anyway, isn't it?
I'll always show someone, like I'll show a bridesmaid, or I'll show you, or whoever's there on the morning.
But it's the same as taking out a veil, I suppose, really, isn't it? Yeah. You're still removing a piece from the hair.
And that's another thing. I'll always show a bridesmaid how to actually take a veil out of a hair, because there is a way to take it out without disrupting the hairstyle.
So you just don't go.
Exactly.
And now it's like, there's pieces everywhere. Yeah. And people always ask me, when should I wear my veil up to? When should I take? But like, you get asked this question a lot, because I've seen girls wear it out on the dance floor for their first dance.
Absolutely.
Because she's just embraced that veil and she ain't letting it go.
Yes, absolutely. And she's loving it, and that's fine. You'll find that will probably happen more so with people with shorter veils. Okay. So it might not be like coming the whole way across the floor.
They don't have to pick it up and put it around the arm.
Exactly. Because I do find when brides have to, like, I will show a bride how to hold a veil, because I've seen them rocking around in the morning and it's just trailing, and it's
picking up dirt as well.
Yeah. So we'll show them how to wear it over their hand for getting into the car and whatnot, and how to rock around for the day with it. But if it is that little bit longer, you can see they take it out a little bit earlier. You know, a lot of people, I think, like, you probably know this more than me, but I've seen from weddings they'll take it out before dinner so that they can sit down and be comfortable.
Yeah, or they might make the entrance.
Yes,
and then a bridesmaid will take it out and hand it to a hotel manager.
Exactly, because again, like, it's all down to the look. Like, so when you are coming into your room and everyone's cheering and clapping, like, you want that full look. You want that veil. So you're rocking. Yeah, exactly. But then you can see they get to the top table and you can see a bridesmaid coming over and just.
But you kind of feel like, it's a bit of a relief as well. Yeah. Because what I do say to brides as well, though, if you've decided you're going to wear your veil for your first dance, embrace the fact that you're wearing your veil for the first dance. Don't wrap it around your arm. No. And then dance. Yeah. Like, if it's going to be there, just let it flow. Let it there. Whatever it's doing, it's doing. Yeah. But everyone is different, I think, when it comes to taking it out.
So like, with that, I would definitely say there is no right or wrong time. Just go with the flow and see what suits you. It's your day.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, I know this is you only see this a couple of times a year, and I don't know whether it's becoming a trend or it's always been there. I just never saw it before.
I'm like, what's coming now?
What's coming now?
I love the question.
So when you have someone that has an up style, and then you hear them in the background going, so later on when you might be changing dress.
Yes.
You might have a second dress or a second look. Yeah. And you'd be like, right, so just remove these 6 pins, and then the hair will just fall into a whole other down style. Is that something?
So every hairdresser will be different on this. So I'm not speaking for everybody. Like, anything I'm saying today is only speaking on behalf of me.
It's okay. It's a disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. No, but I might be talking to another hairdresser being like, what do you do for this? And I might learn a tip from her, and then vice versa, you know. Yeah. So,
and some people might love the idea, and other people will be like, no, don't get into it.
And some people will have a way to do it, and others won't. So, personally speaking, if you want a certain upstyle and you want to be able to take that upstyle down for a second look, you will be restricted in what upstyle you're going to have.
Obviously. Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
If you're putting in a lot of backcombing and you're putting in a lot of like, you know, pieces pinned up high and whatnot, like you have to take all that out, and then you have to make sure that it's not gone frizzy or fuzzy when the backcombing's taken out, and you know.
And I suppose it's the time then to do that, because it's not just like, I know it sounds simple, just remove these few clips, and yes, it will come down, but then you'll have to tweak it.
Like I've often been in hand for a second look waiting up in the hotel room when they come back.
Do you do that? Because I've seen that's becoming more and more popular.
If a bride wants it, I'll be there for the half an hour later on. Like literally, I've been sitting. Recently, I was in Vienna Woods and I was just sitting there in the bridal suite, just having a cup of coffee, waiting for it to come up. She was literally up. They were just taking a few minutes. I don't know what like course it was in between or what way the day was running, but they had a few minutes free. And I literally just pulled down all her hair, gave it a brush, put some product in it, and she had a gorgeous bouncy look for the night.
But that is an option as well to have.
She felt more comfortable me doing it than me showing one of the bridesmaids what to do. But then again, you have some bridesmaids that are so nifty with hair that like they're like, no bother, I'll do it.
Or the bride is really kind of chilled out about the situation. She's like, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Totally.
You know, at that point of the day, it'll be grand. Because the whole second dress thing, it's really starting. I'm seeing it more and more. But I think it's all time though as well. Because as you said, like that for that example, she had a moment between courses or whatever way the day was running. But like you do have to look at the running of your day, and you do have to figure out. It could be 30 minutes or it could be an hour, because if you're changing dress, you're changing hairstyle, you're probably going to do a makeup touch up while you're at it. An hour
I would never recommend to do anything like too intricate. Because you want something with a quick turnaround. Like really quick, like you don't. You'd almost want to do
a trial run of it, wouldn't you, with the bridesmaid? Get me out of this dress and into that one.
Absolutely. Have it ready. But you want to make sure that it's like as time efficient as possible, because you don't want to be sitting up having another half an hour hairdo, you know, wasting time.
Because you know your guests are downstairs on a party.
Like a quick touch up and get it down, get it brushed out, get a bit more volume into it, you know, tweak it up a little bit, you know, and away you go. And then vice versa, someone might have their hair down and just want it pulled off their face really quickly, and cute, really soft up style, you know.
It's true, actually. And add a different accessory or something to it.
Or a ponytail. People are loving ponytails.
Yeah, they're very in at the moment,
and they're so quick and simple to do for a second look, you know. So if you have your hair down for the day and you were loving like your Hollywood wave or your boho wave or whatever you're doing, a second look would be a good like ponytail, and they just pop it up.
You would need your up stylist for that.
Well, unless you have a really handy bridesmaid.
Very handy. You just come in with this like ponytail.
But you know, like it's a good option as well if they want their hair up for dancing the night away, because like that's the flip side. Some people want their hair down all day, but then they're like, I want it up out of the way for the night so I can just dance and rock on and enjoy myself, you know. So
and before we go away from things you can put in your hair, because we just seem to be like adding stuff to the hair. I've seen girls do fresh flowers in their hair, and I've seen it everything from whoever was making the bouquets made a little piece that could go in the hair, to a single rose, to a bit of baby's breath is what I call it, with the little white flower. But is that something that like, is there any hints and tips, I suppose?
So like fresh flowers in the hair are amazing, but you just need to make sure that they're not so fresh that they're wet.
Like, what is that dripping down the side of my head?
Honestly, like I've had flowers brought to me in the morning and then they're in water and I'm like, I can't use them.
But they're just trying to keep them fresh, aren't they?
I'm literally getting the disclaimer of
make sure you take those out of the water an hour before you leave for the ceremony.
That's another thing even on a wedding morning is like just making, I'm always like, is there water? Are your flowers in water? I'll just get them out and get them sorted. Like you just need to make sure that
little things.
So for hair, just once the flowers are dry, again, if you're thinking about doing something like that, I would try and get you to have one or two flowers. Like they don't have to be the exact ones on the day, but what you're thinking of, just ask your florist, could you give me a rose or two if you have a rose, like if
for
you
your
have a
trial
rose in your mind for your trial. So I did have a bride, she had an idea of having roses. She brought them. I did say to her, will you bring me a little bit of baby's breath as well, and maybe something like, I think she brought a little bit of eucalyptus or whatever it was.
She's smelling gorgeous.
Unreal. But she had roses in her head. We popped the roses in. They were too bulky. They were too heavy. I'm not going to say to someone, oh, that's not going to work, because I don't know if it's going to work or not until I try it.
Depending on their hair as well, I suppose. The more hair, the more there is to go into.
Exactly. So it might work and it might not, like, you know. So this bride in particular, her hair was a little bit finer and she was kind of going more boho, and we popped the roses in and they just didn't sit right. So then cue a little bit of baby's breath and something softer, and that was absolutely perfect. So you might have an idea of what you want. It's like people go for the dress, they know what they want and they end up with something different.
Completely different.
It's the same thing with like flowers and headpieces and stuff like that. So if you have the opportunity to have a trial run, then do it.
Because I've even seen girls with like a plait and then a bit of baby's breaths.
Yeah.
Sure. I suppose depending on your age and depending on the style you're
and it
going
can look
for.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
and I've actually had like other brides with different types of flowers. Now I couldn't remember the name of them now, but they were beautiful. They were
I wouldn't
like
know what they are when you say them to me.
No, not a clue. And they have been beautiful, but they've been nice and light. Okay. So like if you can keep them nice and light and nothing too bulky, I think it will suit you better because they won't feel as heavy on the head.
So that's it. Again, it's back to that you're not constantly pulling and tweaking it yourself.
And again, I can only speak for myself, but I actually prefer if they come to me without pins in them. Okay. Because when a florist will put pins in, they can be very long.
Okay.
I don't have a pliers in the morning to cut them, So
maybe you should bring one. I can add it to my bag.
But it's hard.
I know. Like, you're not going to be like, I'll get my toolkit.
I know. And then it's hard for the florist to try and like picture what look she's having done.
But she's not a hairdresser.
Exactly. So I would just say like, just get the flowers. Don't get anything put onto them, and I'll pop them in a certain way, and I'll secure them myself.
Keep florist really happier anyway. She's not
totally no extra work.
And I suppose as well as that, then we'll stick to the flowers with the flower girls.
Yes.
Because I know the flower girls usually get something done to the hair in the morning.
Yeah.
Depending on how long they're willing to sit there for.
This also depends as well on like the size of a bridal party, because you could have a very early ceremony time. Yes. A big bridal party, you might actually have the flower girls done elsewhere. I
and they come in a lot. Yeah.
So,
and it might just be to add a flower crown or something.
100%.
Yeah.
So like, and a lot of the time, like the flower girls, their hair is just so dainty and cute. Yeah. Like, they don't need much work anyway. So I've no bother. Like I'll always do that kind of while everyone's getting dressed, and I'll just top them up and it's perfect. But like with the flower crowns, I'm sure you've probably experienced how they pop off and fall off, and
flower crowns on all the time.
Yeah.
You're right, like the ceremony, and you've got flower girl number 1, it's back on her. You're down to the 4th, and you look back to number 1 and you go, it's gone again. Stop moving.
Oh, totally. So like, you have 2 options. You can just ring and book a flower crown and they're made and that's it. Or
they're like a one size really,
a one size fits all kind of situation. But you could have a little 2-year-old and then an 8-year-old, and like the size of their heads is totally different, True. So like some people will like, and when I say like a general size, there's like a thing at the back that you can pull to tighten it.
Okay. But so you can tweak it a bit.
Exactly. But I find sometimes they spring back out, so they might get a little bit
loose. If you're really trying to get as much out of it. Yeah.
So like I think if you have the option to bring your flower girls into your florist and just get them made to measure, so that like the flower girls, it's more comfortable. It's just an idea. It's not a necessity.
You could almost only measure their head and give them an idea of what the circumference of their head is.
And again, like no one's ever going to think I have to measure my flower girl's head, but if it just means that they're more comfortable in their flower girls,
it just stays on their head that little bit longer.
Like other people now will probably be listening to me be like, okay, she's psychotic.
No, but like there's nothing worse than being at the door of your ceremony space and the flower girls' crowns are just coming off everywhere.
They're pulling at you and they're like, like it happens even before you go out the door. So like I always secure it for them, and I'm like, right, give your head a shake, and they just go like this, and I'm like, no, shake
proper
your head, shake your head,
proper
shake it. I need to see. So I will secure them, but like if you have the option to like get it made to measure, then happy days, because it will fit them better.
Perfect. No, but that is a good tip though, because the flower crowns, they can be great, or they can just be on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just simple as that.
A little accessory for your hand.
But if you're looking, so say I'm looking for a bridal up stylist. I've no idea what I'm looking for, and you're kind of at the start of your searching. Like, is there any tips on like how you should search? Because it's very easy just to type in bridal up stylist.
Absolutely.
Or a bridal up stylist, and then the area of where you obviously want them to be, the area you live in. That's obvious.
Totally.
But is there anything else that they should kind of like when they're looking at people's portfolios and pictures?
So obviously, like I haven't booked a bridal stylist yet. So I have.
Is this an announcement?
No, it's not.
Can you imagine? By the way.
No announcements here. Okay. I love doing hair for weddings, but no. So obviously, I haven't been at that side of it.
Yeah.
But one thing that I have asked people, like, it's like, oh, how did you come about me, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is referral, and that's fine.
Okay.
But I think having an Instagram page.
Okay.
When you go in, you have a grid of pictures straight away in front of you.
No other noise.
Yeah. No searching, no clicking on Facebook, no like it's like an interview. You could literally go in and you have photos and there you are. You'll either get a feel for someone or you won't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. She's my type of girl. Like
I'm not going to be suited to everybody. Like there's so many of us and there's so many different stylists and some might be a very structural stylist and some might be very soft and you know some might be very versatile and do
and you'd be a bit more versatile yourself, would you? Yeah.
Like when I started out, it's actually very funny. Like when I started out, like I was like I loved the structured upstyles. I loved an Audrey Hepburn balloon bun and you know and then obviously like that was at the start of my training.
That's really from your own love as well, was it?
You know, I was just getting really like creative with it and wanted to make all these mad hairstyles. But then like obviously you have to be able to do something that suits your bride. So if someone wants like soft and textured, you have to be able to do soft and textured.
Yeah,
and
just because you might not like it particularly, but they love it.
Exactly. So like one thing that I try and put on my Instagram is as many different pictures as possible.
Okay.
So that it gives a bride a feel. So if you're only putting up all soft and textured, someone might not get a feel for you because they might want something really elegant and glam and
but that could
sleek.
be some, I suppose, upstyles that is her thing.
Yeah.
And if you go for a trial, she's going to not push you in that direction, but kind of encourage you because that's her area. That's what she does best, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas like I feel like I have a good array of hairstyles on my page, but like that's one thing that I would say to people, and that's to do with anything. It's colours, upstyles, whatever it is. If someone has a good Instagram page and you have a clear vision and you have all those photos in front of you, you'll be able to scroll down straight away and see, actually I love that, yeah, I'll get a feel for her off this. And people do say that they're like loved the hairstyles or this is how I found you, or you know. So I just think for anyone out there,
it's
having
visual,
a good grid,
very visual then when you're looking. Yeah, you will. I suppose you do get a feel straight away when you like something, don't you?
Absolutely. Do you know, because like talking to someone over email or on a DM or whatever, you're not going to get a feel for their work.
But it's weird. Exactly. It's like it's hair. Yeah, exactly. And I suppose so if you like, because I know I always say I'll be chatting to couples and say they've booked their venue, they've booked their photographer, they've booked their band, and they're the kind of three, people call them the big ones, and then they go, we're going to relax now for a bit because we've got those three in place. And I always say no, book your hair and makeup because no, because they book out so far in advance.
Yes,
but it's kind of like, it is one of those things where when you do have your date, and if your upstylist is taking bookings for that year you're getting married in, I wouldn't delay.
The worst part of my job is saying no. When someone has like sent you such a lovely message, complimented your work, you know, and then I'm like, I am so sorry, unfortunately I'm booked out. But I will always send a recommendation list of people who I would recommend that are similar to me and can do the same thing.
Okay.
And then there'll always be another list. So like I'm always like, please get back to me if you need any more help.
And is it a case if it's 12, 18, 24? Like for the busier months. So say if it's
for your peak
August,
season, July, August. Yeah. I had someone on to me recently apologising that she was getting on to me so far in advance for July 2021, and I was like, I'm so sorry I'm booked out. But like there could have been 3 other dates that were still free. So like it's
potluck,
just
isn't it?
It's potluck. So like especially if it's a bank holiday, like get that inquiry in like straight away, or Christmas. So like 2 years is I know this sounds crazy, but like you know it yourself.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I tell her, and they look at me as if I got like 10 heads. Is it like, what are you talking about?
And some people are so on it because they've had friends that have just got married or whatever, and they know.
And before they've gotten engaged, they have their
suppliers. But so like sometimes it is like if it is peak season and it is a very popular date, it is like 2 years in advance you're trying to book that, you know. But then for instance, I had a bride this year. I had my son's communion, so I had blocked out May. And she wasn't going to get on to me. She was like, there's no way she's going to be able to fit me in like 6 months before the wedding, not a hope. And her sister was like, I'm going to get on to her
because you were waiting for that one date in May, is it?
For the one date for my son's communion. Did I say confirmation? It was communion. Anyway.
Just got a few years in yourself there.
But anyway, and it just so happened, and I always say to people, just chance it. There's always going to be a gap in people's diary and you just never know. So it's potluck. So don't be afraid to ask if it's too short of a timeline either, like, you know. Because even by asking, I'll still give a recommendation list if I can't do it myself, and if I can do it, happy days, you know. And that's down to as well, like if someone is looking for you to go up the country somewhere and they don't realise where you're based, they've just come across your page.
Do a lot of people like travel, like, so I suppose you can't travel too far because it's such an early start sometimes as well, isn't it?
So like it, again, I'll always ask, what time is your ceremony? How many people are in your bridal party? Am I going to Dingle? are you getting married at 12 and is there 7 of you? Because I need to be up at 2.
miles away, 500 miles away.
Yeah. So
but it needs to be realistic as well. So I suppose you're looking for someone within a radius of where your wedding is going to be.
And then sometimes like I had a bride recently and I have to travel, I think it's 3 hours to her, and again she's an early ceremony time.
Okay.
And she was like, we actually have a guest house if you could come down the night before, because it will be an early start. And I was like, absolutely no problem. Yeah. I've no problem coming up the night before.
But you're willing to do a little bit of travelling to get people. Okay.
But like again, it would have to be realistic, because if you have a 3-hour drive and you have to start at 7, you know what time you're getting up in the morning. It's just sometimes
I've seen bridal parties start at 5.
Yeah,
because I think she had 9 bridesmaids. Yeah.
And like I'm not afraid of an early start. Like don't get me wrong. Like this isn't saying that like I don't do early start.
Yeah, but leaving your house at 2 a.m. is probably
you know. So sometimes I will have an overnight stay the night before, depending on if the bridal party is really big and it's an early ceremony time.
Something you're willing to do.
Yeah, totally. I've no bother doing it. And then other times it is just the ceremony time is a little bit later because they know themselves their bridal party is bigger, or they might decide that actually there's certain people they've brought into the bridal party that are like, actually I'm going to get them another hairdresser. Yeah. So you will find 2 hairdressers and 2 makeup artists on the morning of a wedding.
Working all together.
If your bride wants her best friends that have travelled from America and Australia and England.
True, actually.
They want, their friends have travelled and they're with them and they want them with them on the morning, but they're not part of the bridal party. Okay. So like you'll end up getting 2 hairdressers and 2 makeup artists and the house is full of fun then.
Yeah, but I suppose, because that's something to think about as well. Like, because there has to be a maximum number of hairstyles you can do physically in a time frame, because as well as that, like, it's grand to say we'll start early, but that means they have to start early, and
that's what I was just trying to get across. It's not about me really, about
it's about them getting up as well.
And like sometimes I'd be like, so this is actually the start time that you're going to have, and she's like, oh God, no.
You're not getting your hair done.
So just get the bridesmaids up and I'll see you at 7.
Poor bridesmaids. Everybody always fighting over who goes first.
But again, that's just another conversation you have to have, and that's okay. And then you tie it all down together, and you know, at least they're like, we never actually thought about that, or I didn't think I'd have to start that early, or you know, so like that's the early starts are crazy, but like.
But it gets you to where you need to be on time.
Exactly. You know, and that's what I mean. Like I'm not afraid of an early start, and it gets everything done in time. And I'm like a stickler. I'm like, okay, we need an hour miscellaneous time for your flowers arrive. You're sitting down in your chair, you have to get up and you have to go see your flowers. Then the next minute your mum needs you for something, you're up off the chair again, or you're waiting for a bridesmaid and she's gone missing because she went down to her room to get a dressing gown. So like you have to make sure that like you're watching your time, so I always leave a bit of extra time for these little things as well, you know.
A buffer maybe a cup of coffee for yourself in between. Exactly.
Oh, it's so funny. I'm like, once I have coffee I'm grand.
I'm sorted for the day. Exactly. And when it comes to, because we're going to wrap this up pretty soon because we've talked about loads, we're going to run out of breath, the two of us. But when it comes to maintaining your hairstyle on the day, and I know, because we'll wrap this into one, right? Because I know we were going to talk about what's kind of trending, but when it comes to hair,
everyone seems to be doing what suits them best. Yeah, it's going really that way, that there's no like one size fits all, or this is the perfect bridal look. What I've noticed myself in the last 12 months, now obviously, and I know we talked about this, Hollywood wave is huge. And I've done a lot of Hollywood waves, and they're beautiful and stunning, but a lot of people are actually going just for really soft, natural, how they look on day-to-day basis. You know, and
which kind of brings it back into the maintenance side of things. Because there probably is a little bit of maintenance to having your hair down. Then like it's up, it's structured, it's sitting there, you might have to replace a pin.
I can nearly tell you straight away from putting heat styling tools into someone's hair how the curl is coming, like how it's working out. I'm like, so we actually need to get a little bit more fullness in this, and we might need to pop in 1 or 2 extensions if you want longevity in your style, because these curls are going to drop.
So I suppose the extensions are going to help hold that.
Exactly. So then I'll always say, so after your trial, watch your hair as the day goes on, and like we'll see how it's settling.
Just act as normal and see what happens.
Exactly. Because if it's going to drop too quick today, it's going to drop too quick on your wedding day. So then we need to know what we need to do to change it, to make sure we're putting in like, you know, an extra time frame onto that hairstyle, you know, because your hair, it's built to last. Like you need it to last for the day.
It's a long day.
So depending on the hairstyle, you might want like a soft brush just to give your hair like a quick sweep over if there's any like flyaways or frizz, or if there's been any moisture in the air. If there's any moisture in the air, moisture might go into your hair, so it might get a little bit frizzy. So you might just want to
just to flatten it down again.
Just to like take away any flyaway frizzy hair if it's down. Again, like if you have a Hollywood wave, and you've had some embellishments and it's got caught a little bit.
Or you've just been hugged.
Yeah.
Too much.
Exactly. Like obviously like it's set in place, like, you know, but there might be one or two like stray hairs and you'll see it straight away because Hollywood wave is so glam and like structured that I'll show a bridesmaid like, you know, a little comb technique just to make sure that the wave just comes back, like, you know, get those flyaways back into the wave.
There's been many in the day where I've seen the Hollywood wave and it's beautiful and someone goes over, one of the bridesmaids go to fix it and they pick up the wave and they start doing
and they're probably going in the wrong direction.
And I'm going, no, don't do that.
So like the only time you'd go like that is if it was just at the end and it kicked out a little bit.
But this is full on like break it up, twist it, it'll be fine.
So like with the Hollywood wave as well, you have to remember like one is going in this direction off the face and one's coming like one is coming on the face, one's coming off the face. So you need to be careful as well what direction you're pulling your hand and pulling their wave. So that's why I'll actually say, let me see how the hair lasts. Revert back to me and we'll see if we need to do anything. Some people are like, yeah, it was perfect, didn't budge. Others were like, yeah, a little bit more dropped than I expected, and then we pop in one or two extensions and like happy days. But I'll show a bridesmaid then, like I'll get a comb or whatever it is depending on the hairstyle and texture. I'll just show them like a little quick trick just to
because like, if you say to somebody, no, if you actually just give it a very soft comb, it'll sip it and they can look as if like, I'm not combing in, like I'm not putting a comb near my Hollywood wave, like, you know, but it does
not
work,
like a small comb, it's like a big wide comb. Like if you want to just like make sure you get all that hair back in together, just a little tweak at the end just to pull in any flyaways that have come out from people rubbing off you or you know whatnot.
But these all should be small little tweaks anyway, because
tiny.
Realistically, like if someone's, the specialist you've gotten is very good at what they do, the hair shouldn't really move unless something drastic happens.
But I will be totally honest with a bride as well. Like if I feel her hair and I'm like, a Hollywood wave isn't going to last in your hair, I have to be honest, because I don't want anybody disappointed on their wedding day that they're
halfway through and it's flat.
That they're going to get the Pinterest perfect look, you know. So I would be very honest, like I would never say, oh no, you can't have this, you know. We'll just sit down and we'll go through it and I'll explain like what we could do to make sure that we're going to get that look to last. So you have to be realistic as well with what hair you have versus a picture you're looking at, you know, and you have to like meet in the middle and find what's going to work for you, because at the end of the day you don't want hair that's after falling out after an hour. You're going to be so disappointed.
You're just coming out of the ceremony and it's just going flat and you're like, that's not what you want.
But then on flip reverse, like I'd have someone that'll come in and try Hollywood wave, but she normally wears it really bouncy, and she'll try the Hollywood wave and she'll absolutely love it, but then she'll be like, it's actually not for my wedding day. And she'll revert back to what she knows. So sometimes people will try something, and like I always say this in trials, and like trials aren't all about what you want, they're about what you don't want as well. You know,
it's very important though that you do communicate what I don't like. I just do not like that. And you can tell that if you look at it and go, oh, it's lovely, just to be polite. You're not insulting you.
Not at all.
It's like, you know, you could just move on to something else and you're just happier, aren't you?
And that's something that I always say, I'm like, you have to tell me. I don't mind at all. And like, especially when you're personalising hair, you know exactly how you like your hair to sit around the front of your face. I don't. So you have to tell me what way you like it, you know. So it's all about just talking and being open and honest and feeling comfortable that you can talk to your suppliers, you know, that you can communicate with them, because there's nothing worse than
they're not going to get odd with you.
But there's nothing worse than someone feeling uncomfortable, and I've often been there being like, what's not sitting right with you?
Because some people are so polite, they never say anything kind of like, they feel like it's being too negative.
Or they feel like they're going to offend you, and like that's not the case at all. Like, you know, this is your big day, it's your look, you know, and at the end of the day you want it to be perfect.
That's it.
So
and you've probably given all the hints and tips there is about hair, but is there any one thing you'd say to somebody? I know I love asking people this question at the end.
You don't put me on the spot.
Everyone's like,
in relation to like the hairstyle.
Yeah, well, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be like, when it comes to bridal hair, is there anyone like,
just make sure like preparation is key, you know. And when I say prep, it's down to the hair colour you have, the products you're using, the condition of your hair. You know, you have to have your hair prepped if you want a certain look. But then you might be one of the lucky ones that have mains of hair and it's absolutely unreal and it does what it's supposed to do.
Wake up every morning, look at me.
Like absolute hair goals.
Every day is a good hair day.
But you'll know yourself if there's something you need to do with your hair, and preparation is key. If you have a look you want to go to, just make sure that you do talk to people ahead of time. Get your advice. Like, we're here to help, you know. So
that's it. No, but that is good advice though, to be fair, because I think a lot of people just kind of think, you know, you've seen someone in a picture, isn't that lovely, and they don't realise the amount of work and prep and time
Totally.
that went into getting that picture perfect.
But like even you're looking at a photo and she's showing you 3 boho waves and 3 bouncy waves, and you have to show them the difference, and then you have to pinpoint what they like in each photo, and you know, then you're showing them, I'm like, with her curls, the direction of her curls are both off her face. The photo you've showed me of you is on your face, or do you know what not, and you're trying to show them.
You don't see the photo. You just see something pretty and go, that's lovely.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're trying to like, and like I said, these are the small, like the small little details, but you have to.
That's what makes up a really great hairstyle, though, is the small detail. And thinking of those small details.
Totally. Yeah. You know. So.
But Cathy Anne.
Oh Jesus! I think we've got everything out there now, have we? Benny's exhausted.
Hang on, are you still there? Have you left? He probably left.
He's sleeping in the corner.
He's actually not recording anymore. He just shut them off.
Imagine it wasn't recording. Oh my god. We'd have to go all again. No, we won't. That was great. But like again, there's probably loads of like little tips and tricks we probably left out. But like, I think
what you can do is you can go home, make a list, and then come back.
Oh, stop. But I just think like when you get your bride to her trial, like even if they don't have a trial, some people don't. They know exactly what they want. Actually, you know, some people don't have a trial at all. But like even like a quick text and a quick chat or a quick phone call or whatever it is, you'll figure out, you know, what you need to do just for having a chat. So if there is anything we've left out, you'll always figure it out when you're talking to your stylist.
We get a load of comments now going, you left this out. What about this? I'd be like, just contact Cathy Anne.
And like I said, like anything that I've said today is only either like from personal experience. It's not what has to be done.
But there's no right or wrong, is there?
There's no right or wrong, and like every stylist is different. So anything that I've said today, like your bridal stylist might say something different, and that's okay. Like don't go to your bridal stylist. Cathy Anne said, because she might just do something different to me.
This podcast, the Cathy Anne said podcast.
I know. So yeah, don't take what I say as gospel. They're only like little
helpful. Yeah. Cathy Anne makes so
I'm
much.
very diplomatic, aren't I? I'm like, disclaimer.
I think definitely we're going to leave this with till next time. Till next time.
Thank you so much. Oh dear.
Just stop rolling.